Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to another video on Starseed Academy. My name is Jenny. So today I want to talk with you about 5D. Are you there yet? So this video is sparked by a lot of questions or concerns that I've been getting from different starseeds about worrying that either they're not going to make it into 5D, or that maybe their friends or family are not going to make it, or that their choices and decisions, such as the controversial jab that people are getting for CVID, you know what I mean, that would kind of like stop them from ascending into 5D or whatever. So definitely a lot of people have this on their minds lately. It's a real concern. I understand that. So I really just wanted to address this again. I know that I have a video on 5D. It's just called 5D or fifth dimension. But it's a little older now and a lot's happened since then. A lot of extra kinds of concerns and questions that have come up. So let's hit this again from a new perspective. Before we dive in, please remember to like this video, thumbs up, share it, and subscribe to the channel for new videos every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. On top of that, if you want to work with me, please check out the links in the description box. Tons of opportunities to work one-on-one with me in the ways that you feel most comfortable, whether that be on Zoom or through email or whatever. So check those out. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to say is that 5D is not a destination outside of yourself. That's the most important thing to understand, and maybe the biggest misconception. It's not a place that you travel to outside of yourself. It's actually a state of growth that you arrive to within. That's how it begins. Okay? So 5D begins in your heart, and then it spreads to all of your chakras throughout your entire energetic system and your physical body, your soul, all that you are. Body, soul, and all that you are can become 5D when you are willing to put in the work. It doesn't just happen. It happens for people that are doing the shadow work. They're growing as a person, as a soul. They're moving through things, moving through healing, moving through spiritual lessons, putting in effort and making changes. Soul nudges, changing their diet, exercising more, changing their life path, their career, their relationships, seeking high vibrational information and people and teachings, watching what they're consuming, right? Because energy is all consumption. Your social media page, you're consuming, your movies, all your choices of entertainment, all your choices of company, the people around you, everything you surround yourself with and put into your body, whether that's food, drink, or energy, alcohol, drugs, all of that too, right? It all has a frequency. So what frequency is 5D? So I think there's a lot of debate about what it actually, the frequency, the number, but I would say that anything above acceptance. So if we want to pull up the frequency scale and have a look-see, and you can see kind of where neutrality is, and if you see acceptance is just a couple bumps above neutrality, so I would say anything above acceptance is high vibing 5D. It's like an upgrade of your conscious awareness, and you suddenly feel much more open and loving and compassionate towards others and towards humanity. It comes more naturally for you. You're feeling more like the oneness vibe, the unconditional love, the Christ consciousness. And you will also notice that your manifestations happen with more ease, and you're gaining confidence in your manifestation abilities. And then you will also notice that suddenly you believe and feel like you're on your life path, like your soul purpose path, your highest timeline, your joy, your highest version of yourself. Like you're on it. You're walking the path already, taking the steps That's being in alignment with your highest self and highest timeline. That's 5D. When you're following your soul's calling, following your passions, being brave. Remember, the universe rewards bravery. Be brave, put yourself out there, make the changes. Watch the soul nudge video. That's a big one. That's a lot of how this evolution, because 5D is like you're evolving, right, into like a divine version of yourself, a higher vibrational version of yourself. The soul nudges video is a really great one to watch if you're in that process. If you're vibrating above acceptance on a regular basis, like when you learn something or grow to a state, you can't unlearn it or unknow it. Okay, so this was me with like oneness. Once I had that like mind-blowing awakened moment of oneness through a Kundalini awakening, it was like so life-changing and transformational. It was like waking up, but in the, I don't know, there are no words. It was like waking up beyond what we say, like, because we already say that, oh, she's woke, or the awakening. No, this was awakening. This was like, this is all still a dream and slumber. And that was like sitting up in my bed in another, beyond the realms, and looking around being like, oh shit, no, this is awakened. And remembering the plan to come to Earth, all of the lifetimes beforehand, having all the answers to all the questions of the universe, understanding how everything is connected like a spider web, feeling so much gratitude that I was bawling my eyes out and laughing at the same time, because I realized that to even have been worried a little bit is so silly once I saw how everything was so perfectly orchestrated and that we have nothing to worry about and it is all divinely timed. And I just wanted to stay in that state so badly. It was bliss. It was so incredible. And that's my soul. If I take myself, soul, outside of this physical body and all of its limitations in the veil of forgetfulness, that's what it would feel like. Oh, man, we have so much to look forward to. And we are way too hard on ourselves. Oh my God. And our souls know. Trust your soul. It knows the way. It knows everything. Literally everything. So wise. There's nothing being held back from us in that state. I totally went off track. God, that was such a beautiful moment. And I've had a couple of those oneness. I don't even know what else to call it, right? Like it's like an awakening of oneness. Like, and I say oneness because I became everything in that moment. I was everything. Everyone and everything. I felt myself in it all. Like, and yet I was still myself. But I was everything else too at the same time. Like, whew, man, it was insane. So anyway, when you are sustaining 5D frequency, that above acceptance vibe, as not even the majority, just more than half, like more than 50%, it's that is the majority then, Jenny. Oh my God. But anyway, when it's over 50%, that's like a little tipping point. And then you're most of the time, and you can increase that frequency, the percentage, to being in that state 70% of the time. I mean, however much you want to work on it. But just know that we're always still bouncing back between 3D, 5D, because we are still living in a predominantly third dimensional world. And most people around you have that vibration, and you're literally saturated by it. And even lower vibrations when you're watching the news, the fear-mongering, the violent movies, the horror flicks, the damaging music, lyrics. Oh, just there's so much darkness in this world. We are saturated by that. So it's okay to not be 5D every second of the day. Just try to get back there as often as you can. You know, if you can feel that way once a day, amazing. If you're hitting it every day, even for a moment. And if not, then a couple of times a week, just do your best. It will get easier, and you will grow that frequency like a blossoming plant. It will just grow and grow and grow and fill up your energetic field. So if you become 5D inside, like you've evolved, you're turned over, your vibration, upgraded your frequency to this 5D high vibe, anything above acceptance, then how do you have a 5D life or a timeline? How do we create that now? Now that we have it in here, this is where it starts. Now how do I get there out here? Because that's maybe where the disconnect is. So everything is created through your heart chakra, your whole life. So what you're experiencing now for like daily events and the energy of the day and all of that is about what you were thinking and focusing on in the past. I don't know how long ago, because it differs, but maybe like a week or two ago. You're creating your, like what you're feeling right now is creating next week. And next week and next week. So there is a delay here on Earth. And I don't know if it's a week. I'm not really sure, because it feels sometimes longer and sometimes it feels really quick. So I don't know if it moves around, or if it depends on how much you believe in it or how strong that frequency is, or like the planets and the retrogrades. For sure, all of that comes into play. But there's a little delay, but it's not much. So don't get frustrated. Stick with those high vibe 5D frequencies, and within a certain amount of time, it will start to fill up your physical life, your timeline. Things will change and evolve at the pace that they need to of divine timing. It's not all going to happen overnight, but if you've been watching this channel, like if you're an OG and you've been here since the beginning, have you not seen my life completely change? Like, it's insane. Like, completely left my job, went all in on this, like, because I used to do it part-time. Now I'm here full-time doing this. Started taking clients and service. Like, it's increments. You take steps, trying new things, doing lives, listening to my soul nudges, making music again, poetry. I mean, God, so much. You've seen all of the evolution, all of the past life healing that I've been sharing with you. It's a whole process, right? Are you in it in your own life in that way? Are you in it and passionate about it? And it's your priority, the soul growth, the learning, the lessons, the evolution, the authenticity. Like, I've been shown time and time again, proven to me by life, that you do not have to be perfect to be on your highest timeline. Nope. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to have it all together to be on your highest timeline or to help others. You don't. You just have to be really authentic and sincere and consistent. And you can do that. So once the 5D has been cultivated within, you will create it. It will be a 5D life. It will be a 5D timeline. That's your highest timeline, your highest self. Why not 60, 70? Why? Because you're in a physical body. And they can only take so much. Because as we go up the dimensions, beings get less physical, right? Less dense. They stop needing things like food. We need our food here, don't we? And candy. They start becoming more etheric, all the way up to the angels, which are etheric beings, a lot of them with etheric wings. They're transporting themselves. They're traveling all through the astrals and all through the dimensional realms. I mean, like, as you go up, we get less dense and less physical. So as a human, which is what we chose to be, in our highest vibe and our highest timeline and all that, they call it 5D. But what does that even mean? It's a human term. That's all it is. It's just a label. So be careful, because we know, we've talked about this in the true love video with like the twin flame. We know what humans love to do. They love to grab onto identities and labels and then destroy them. Destroy the purity of what it really meant to begin with, right? Like twin flame started out as this beautiful, high vibrational idea, and then like humans get a hold of stuff like that and they just destroy it. Like that cartoon where, oh God, I'm gonna butcher this, but I don't know, there's like is it a dog or a cat? And it's like, oh, I'm gonna hold you and pet you and love you. And it's like squishing this little Tweety bird or whatever it is. That's what humans do to beautiful concepts that they put labels on. So I don't love labels. I don't like identities and labels, because that's what happens. All of a sudden you're petting your label and you're just clinging to it for dear life because you need it to define you so that you can feel safe and all of these things, and you just friggin' destroy it. And now twin flame is like this toxic thing. It truly is. It really is. Because people are like, with like these narcissistic, abusive partners, and they're like, but I think he's my twin flame and there's only one of those in the whole universe and I just need to stay. And it's like, okay, what happened here? Something's gone wrong, right? So that has now happened with 5D. It's a human term, guys. It's a label. I know that we need words to explain ourselves. Starseed, that's a label. I use it. I get it. Because we're trying to find our community and come together to create change. So I get it. 5D. Yes, I say it. Yes, I use it. But is it a human term? Yes, it is. Is it being used poorly to create fear and separation? Yes, it is. It is. It's definitely been misinterpreted and turned on its head in a lot of ways. Which is the reason for this video. Like so many people worried, oh my God, am I not going to get to 5D because I got the jab? Or what if I get to 5D and my partner doesn't? It's like, you're not getting on a plane or a spaceship and leaving. You're doing something in here. You're upgrading yourself and you're upgrading your life as a result. And just by being in your energy, your partner will change. They will not be able to help it. Your high vibes that close to someone, if you're living with them, it will affect them and hopefully inspire them, right? It's okay to have in a partnership someone taking the lead, as long as both people are on the same page and growing together. And I mean, back to the true love video and the twin flame identity, I mean, all of those things. With relationships, don't focus on the label, focus on the feeling. Now, if I were to say true love, is that a label? I guess so, but I'm talking about it like a feeling. Like, does it feel like true love? Does it feel pure? Does it feel like complete adoration, respect, and wanting to lift each other up? And in order to stay like that, in alignment with a partner, you need to be growing at the same pace or close. Sometimes you take 2 steps, they take 3, you take 1. Sometimes it's like this. That's beautiful. It's never going to be just like this, actually. It's always going to be, and that's perfect. That's perfect. The dissonance happens or you fall out of alignment when someone raises up and the other is not. Either not able to, not willing to, not even in that realm of understanding of self-awareness or concept. That's not going to last, guys. It just can't. As starseeds, we fall out of alignment with things all the time because we are in a constant state of growth. That can be a person. It can be a job. It can be a family member, a friend, a habit, a diet. What have you fallen out of alignment with lately? Because you can't continue upwards in your progress towards your 5D transformation and evolution, your evolution of consciousness, when something is anchoring you and pulling you down. So you need to cut it, right? Lovingly, but you do need to. And you know what that is for you. And again, I don't know why this video is so connected to the soul nudge video. I will make sure, I'm going to make a note right now to link the soul nudge video as one of the top corner clicks that you can, you know what I mean? Like there's 2 video options at the end. Soul nudge will be one. Please do yourself a favor and watch it right after this. It's going to get you on your highest timeline. So speaking of labels and terms, so is 5D a human label? Like almost egoic, sometimes identity? Yeah. Don't you see it? I know you do. The spiritual community, for I don't know what to call it, can really get twisted up about terms, because then everybody wants to have their definition of that label be the right one or whatever. And I don't think it's about being right. I think it's about being true to what feels right to you, your perspective, or whatever. So if that's true for 5D, it's true for 6D, 7D, up and down, it's true. We use the terms to help describe things. Just like I say past lives, and we know time doesn't exist, so they're not in the past. They're alternate lifetimes or parallel lifetimes. But why do I say past lives? Because it's a teaching tool and it's helpful for people to think linearly. Well, why do we say 5D, 6D, 7D, angelic realms are 12 to 14? Why do we do that? It's to learn, it's to understand, and it's to put things in a concept that a human, including myself, that we need in order to absorb a teaching and understand it. Is that how it really is? No, that's not how it is. Truthfully, dimensions are in existence or held in place by the dominant consciousness that's there. Example, if Earth is 3D, because most of the people's consciousness is under the frequency of acceptance, underneath that. So if Earth is split between like 3D and 5D, then somewhere on that frequency scale is the hotspot of where the split happens. And I believe it's acceptance. Maybe it's different for everyone. It's around there. So if you're underneath that on the scale, then it's more like a 3D vibe. So if the human collective consciousness, the majority of people, more than half is majority, you learned that today in this video, then it's a 3D realm. It's a 3D world. Majority rules. Planetary grid absorbs and reflects back the majority, so it's holding 3D in place. So you need to upgrade the collective of humanity, one person at a time, to higher consciousness in order to change the whole realm or world into 5D. But it could happen. So similar consciousnesses attract each other. So people in 5D, if they all attract each other, and some Pleiadians are 5D, some are 6D. It's not all one thing. We're all different, right? Some can be even lower. So if like attracts like, which we know that it does, then all of the 5D people would be attracted to each other. So in that frequency and physical density level, 6D, 7D, it's not that it's a dimension that we're picturing like layers on top of each other. It's energetic hot spots where it magnetizes like frequencies, and the beings that resonate at that frequency or vibe are at home there and are called there as they're moving their way through their soul lessons, either up or down. You can see why I explain it the other way because this is so confusing. You can see why I explain it like 5D, 6D, 7D, just like layers of a cake, and up we go or down we go. Yes, that's easier for teaching, but I just want you to know that that's not exactly it. because a dimension doesn't exist without the consciousness in it. Just like nothing exists without the observer seeing it. String theory. Like quarks and, winking in and out of existence, all of that. The dimension itself, the 7D, is not a thing. It's the consciousness in it and the majority of the beings there holding it in place in a way. Basically, labels and identities like 5D, 6D, 7D, or even like the idea or concept of like dimensions are human labels and human terms. And really everything is just, it's not disconnected like that. It's just one giant energetic field. Everything is connected and there is no separation and there are no layers. It's just in that giant energetic field, like attracts like. And then wherever you're at, you go. Let's leave it there, because it's too confusing. So anyway, please pop in the comments below what you would like more. I will just expect that there will be more explanation needed on some of these things, and that's okay. And I will do my best to either explain it to you in the comment, or a lot of the times when you pop your questions in, I like to take them into the Galactic Guidance Live, because then we can interact, and that's really nice. So Galactic Guidance Live happens every Tuesday on Instagram. It's a live video at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Send in your questions or say, this is for GG Live, Galactic Guidance Live. Please discuss this. Then if you join on the call, we can discuss it together. So I can give you what I think, and then you'll be like, that's not making sense, or actually I didn't mean it like that, I meant it like this. Like, it's a back and forth conversation. Sometimes people even join me on the live. So if you want to do that, you can just request to join and we can actually talk about it like face to face as well. So just know that there's a lot of options to interact with me and connect with me. Beyond being a client, you can connect with me on those lives every single week they happen. So what do you think about this? Were you someone that, or are you someone that worries about making it into 5D? Please don't worry. Just stay on your path of growth. You are the frequency. It's not out here, it's you. It's the souls, all of the different souls, vibrating at their own frequency in their own conscious awareness level, and then they create like groups and they congregate together. Kind of throw dimensions out of the window. Is that too much? Should we not do that yet? Maybe that's too much. But just understand that 5D is a human term. And 5D, if someone is describing it with separation involved, like I might get in but this person won't, or you got the V, the jab, so you're definitely not going. Does that sound like oneness to you? That's separation. And that's not 5D. Look at the frequency scale. That attitude is 3D. To even say that to someone, those worries are 3D. Boost yourself up. You are 5D when you choose to be, and no one and nothing, nothing can stop you from being 5D. Nothing. It's a choice. It's a beautiful evolution and journey of self-healing and self-growth that cannot be stopped and is your destiny and leads to your highest timeline and your highest version of you. Doesn't that sound beautiful? And I am on my way. I am being brave and trying new things, listening to my soul nudges, learning, healing, taking courses, getting, services for myself. Whatever it takes, I am on the path. Consistently. Meditating, get your spiritual routine, get your spiritual hygiene going, your spiritual maintenance. Take care of your energy. You'll start vibing high, and then nothing can stop you. So where in your life is it vibrating below that acceptance. Look at that frequency scale. What's below that? Is there a relationship that needs to go? A friendship, work, something that you've been eating, some thought pattern that needs to go, self-doubt, negative self-talk. What needs to go? Let it go. Drop the anchors and float, rise up. You can do it. So thank you so much for just being so amazing in this community. I love you all. I love all your comments. Thank you for your messages. Thank you so much for your support. Going through all of my life changes, going through the Ontario lockdowns. It's been a lot of heaviness on my end, and you guys have been incredible. Thank you so much for all of your messages of love, support, care. People asking me if I need anything, because I'm it's been so locked down here. Can I send you food? Do you need anything at all? You guys, you warm my heart. Thank you so much. If you want to work with me, like I said, the links are in the description box below. If you're feeling nudged to work with me, if you're really resonating with my energy, there's a reason. I'm an unbelievable energy healer. I don't just do readings. I offer healing sessions, energetic resets of all of your chakras, psychic upgrades and activations, reconnections of your clairs, so many things. So please reach out if you are feeling like you need some extra help. Remember to share, and subscribe. And then before you go, of course, remember to listen to your heart and the quiet voice within, because you are so much more than the body you are in. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, Starseed. Bye.